down the basement, lock the cellar door, and baby, talk bloody to me.
Hi, and welcome to another hair-raising episode of Talk Bloody to Me. I'm Matt,
And I'm Brezzy.
and this week we are howling at the moon with delight to talk about a movie from 1996 called Bad Moon.
Mm.
It's a werewolf movie.
Ow!
Oh! So, Breezy actually brought this to my attention. I don't think I've ever heard of this movie before, but how did you find this werewolf movie, Breezy?
Oh shit. I actually don't I actually don't remember I don't know where. I think I found it on DVD when I was renting.
Oh, nice. So
I think.
that would make sense, just go to the video store, go to the horror section. Back
Yeah.
like we used to do back in the day, you'd go there and look at all the boxes and you'd be like, this looks cool, and get something just because the box looked neat
No,
and
this one was on DVD when I first seen it.
okay.
So I'm
Nice.
like, interesting. Bad mood. I'll try it. But no, this movie is really good. Like, yes, it's an underrated kind of movie,
hmm
but like it should be talked a lot about, which
Right.
it's not.
Exactly. I agree with you. I think I will admit that some of the special effects are a little cheesy, but I like that for the vast majority they're doing with the werewolf, it's practical effects, like it looks like an animatronic or else makeup or something, which I really appreciate. And it's cool. And sometimes it's really obvious that it's like an animatronic, but I would much rather have an obvious animatronic than obvious CGI, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But but the story is actually pretty cool. Um, and it starts off with a bang, as I like to say, but not quite. So the guy's
Not
like,
quite yet.
not quite yet, but oh, excuse me, gee whiz. But where is he? Where is he at? They're like doing some research or something.
I don't know. They were like out in the woods and they were
Yeah,
camping with this like Native Americans. So they were like
yeah,
doing something. And then he
yeah.
was camping out like with his girlfriend. They call him Uncle Ted.
Yep.
And they were having sex in the
They
tent, and all of a sudden
got it. And
this big huge like werewolf comes and slashes like, the girlfriend, just rips her apart. And
yeah, it's
then
really graphic. It,
yeah, it is. So it's like not even 5 minutes into the movie.
yeah.
What do you think about that scene?
That was pretty exciting. So yeah, it's so they're like researching or I don't know what they're doing, but then he's like, "Oh, and I'll need you next month." And they're like, "Okay." And then they go to like his tent, and then it shows like 10 dudes like just hanging out like outside his tent like, "Hey, they're doing it in there." They're all like obvious like, "Hey, check it out, man." Like
Yeah.
and then they're doing it. And it's like, "Oh, wow, look at that. That's exciting right off the bat." And then all of a sudden, werewolf out of nowhere, kablam! And it's like shredding her to pieces and biting and tearing and ripping, and they're like completely naked, and he's flopping around, and she gets ripped to pieces. He shoots the werewolf with a shotgun blast to the head. Blam! Don't need silver bullets in this movie.
No, you don't.
Yeah. It's not
You
like
know,
Monster Squad where they blow the werewolf up and then it puts itself back together. This one, it's like shotgun bang. What's up with that tang? The werewolf's dead. That's what's
yep,
up.
yep. And then that werewolf pretty much scratched him right here.
Yup.
He didn't bite, like the werewolf didn't really bite him, but really have a really huge scar mark.
Yeah.
And that's when he's a werewolf.
Later on, he says that he was bit by the werewolf, but it doesn't look like he's bit. It looks like he got like a
Yep.
claw slash, but maybe the werewolf bit him on his ass cheek or something. We just didn't see it.
Yeah.
So, so then we cut to Muriel Hemingway, actress. She's been in a lot of stuff. And Dennis the Menace. I don't know what the actor.
hmm
What's the kid's name? I didn't write it
Uh,
down.
Medicine Gamble.
Okay, he was in the Dennis the Menace movie, and he looks exactly the same in this. He has the same haircut and the same almost like clothes, and it's like, hey, it's freaking Dennis the Menace.
I could have sworn like Dee Wallace was in there for some odd reason. I don't know. I'm like, I thought Dee Wallace was one here. And I'm like, no, I'm thinking about The Howling. But I could have
Yeah.
sworn she was in this one too. But
Well,
I don't know
Mariel
why I keep
Hemingway has
thinking
kind
that.
of a D. Wallace vibe about her.
Yeah. No, I don't know why I keep thinking that.
Yeah. Well, who knows? It's the curse of the werewolf, maybe.
Probably.
Um, but they have a huge German Shepherd named Thor, and you get introduced to this scam guy that tries to say the dog bit him and he's gonna like sue him or some bull crap. And she's like, I'm a lawyer. I'm not taking your bullshit. And he's like, ugh, and runs away with his tail between his legs. But they
But
said,
she's actually a lawyer, Mike. You want a lawyer? I am a lawyer.
yeah, that's
And
right.
he's like just sitting there like, but he was still kind of being like a dick though.
Right? Like he didn't know when he was beat. He said, I'm going to talk to a lawyer. And she's like, you can talk to me. I am a lawyer. And he's like, badur.
Thor is a very protective dog in the family.
Yes. That introduces us to them. And so then she calls, what prompts her to call her brother, the werewolf? I don't
I have
remember.
no
She
idea.
just
So,
on a whim, just is like, I should call him up, see what he's up to. So, or apparently, maybe he reached out to her. Anyway, so the guy from the beginning of the movie is her brother and Dennis the Menace's uncle, and they haven't seen him in years, and they're gonna get together. So she goes out to
out of the
visit
middle of
him.
nowhere.
Yeah, and they're talking, and it's like, oh, yada yada yada. And then at some point, they show out in the woods, and there's like up in the tree, there's just like body parts, like arms and like legs and like pieces of torso and like guts and stuff, just all strewn
Thor
about
is the
in the
one
tree.
that smelt that out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, and the big part of this movie is like the dog figures out like, hey, this fucker's a werewolf. He's like, something's not right with this dude, and then he's like, son of a bitch. And then the werewolf guy is even like winking at the dog and stuff, like throughout the
Mm,
movie. Like he knows that the dog knows, and so he's like deliberately provoking Thor so then people blame all the werewolf shit on Thor, the big giant dog, is basically his ulterior motive. And it works pretty good actually. But
I love Thor in this one.
yeah. So, uh, they go to, Mariel Hemingway says, come park your Airstream in my yard and eat out of my fridge, and we're gonna take care of you. He's like, okay. So then he's living there, and then you find out, like, right after he left, the cops are like cordoning off the area because they found like a massacre of body parts up in the trees that the audience, have already seen. So he got out of there just in the nick of time. And then he starts experiencing werewolf-itis
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah, they were
So-
there they were there camping for just a little bit and then she invited um Uncle Ted back to their home, which he brought the camper to.
Mhm.
And then that's when the whole shit hit the fan.
Yep.
Because he was going out for like runs and then, or not really runs, but he would go out in the middle of the woods with handcuffs and he would, handcuff himself to the tree.
Yeah.
But obviously that didn't work because,
Yeah. His sister finds the handcuffs and is like, "Oh, handcuffs, Ted. What's this?" Like she assumes he's into kinky shit, and he's like, "Put those away." And it's like really for locking himself up as a werewolf.
Mhm.
Um, and he ends up killing the guy that pretended the dog or tried to say the dog bit him. That's good poetic justice there. It's like, haha,
Yep,
there's a fucking dog biting you, you fuck.
there's your dog.
Yep, exactly. So what's another scene you want to talk about that sticks out in your mind?
There's another one that when he transfers, no, no, actually no, not when he transfers. When this is getting like towards like the middle end where the sister was getting kind of suspicious
Hmm.
and she went into like his camper RV type deal and she's seeing like the booklets pictures of dead bodies and she's like what is actually going on. She's putting two and two together. And then
Hmm.
Thor has been the dog has been, sniffing, Uncle Ted out while he's transforming, and he's
Hmm.
also trying to fight this dog too.
Oh yeah, they like fight werewolf versus dog and tear each
When I
other up a
first
little
seen this, I
bit.
when I first seen this, I thought for sure Thor would have been dead.
Yep. But Thor's like a superhero dog.
Hmm.
He's like crypto before it was cool.
Yep.
He's but you started to talk about the transformation into a werewolf, and there's a part where he's out in the woods and he's talking to his sister, and then he like kind of half transforms, and he looks pretty cool. And he's got the handcuffs. He's like, I was gonna use these to chain myself up, but it's too late for that. Like he's getting like mean and stuff. But
Yep.
then they do this transformation where like it's like CGI and like his head gets big and then small and then like blob, like it blobs out, and it's really kind of silly looking, but in like the best way possible. I kind of enjoyed it.
No, it was really cool. I mean, I really like that how that transformation because it goes. Well, it started from his like the nose, and the nose was starting to come out, and then it came a little bit back in, and it just his whole face was get. I don't know. I like it.
You, yeah, nice. I liked it too, but I thought it was goofy, but I liked it.
Well, some werewolf movies, they see like the face, but more so the whole body.
Yeah,
God, when they hit towards like the kneecaps, when that
yeah,
bends different, I cannot look at that.
yeah.
That one gets me because it might have left me because that would happen. But it just,
Ooh, you
yeah,
tried to make yourself into a werewolf the hard way.
no. I'm like, I like the transformation, but when they hit the kneecaps, it
Hmm.
just, I'm like, okay,
Yep.
I'm not watching this right now.
Or like when like the foot kind of like turns into, oh, that was what, okay, but like when the foot turns into a paw and like stretches out and gets like bends back and stuff, that's cool. But like I think American Werewolf in London is still hands down the
Oh
best
yeah,
transformation scene. But one thing I did like is they showed his feet and he had like Nikes or something on, and then they just went like boom and exploded and with his werewolf
yeah,
feet.
just
And
like whoop, fall off the feet. I'm like, what?
yeah,
I'm like, what?
it's like werewolf feet, like pow pow.
Yeah, it's like kicking your shoes off. Like, bam, there you go. Hey, at least he didn't
Yeah,
have socks.
right. Yeah. That would be funny if like make a werewolf movie where he turns full werewolf, but then he has like those big long like tube socks on that stay on because they're
Right?
elastic and stretchy.
Right? Then, like at one point, like the dog did get a little aggressive, and the mom did call the vet or the animal control and got the dog.
Yep.
And
Yeah. So
that's when she went in the woods and seen Uncle Ted trying to somewhat transform. That's where he was kind of being an asshole.
yep. Yeah, Thor was figuring out that something was up with Uncle Ted and was sniffing him out. And so they were already kind of, because there was the earlier incident where the guy tried to say Thor bit him, and then there was the people that the werewolf had attacked, like they were churning up the next day, and they were like, oh my gosh, there's been these vicious animal attacks. And so he tries to like low key blame Thor for it. He's like, well, he is a big dog. How big is that dog? And then people are starting to like get suspicious of Thor. And then they're like standing there, and Thor's kind of like growling at him, and he winks at him, and Thor bites him. So then, because of that, he calls animal control on him, and they take him away.
Hmm.
But Dennis the Menace breaks him out.
Yep.
He gets his sling. And,
And then right after that, like the mom was getting into deep trouble because she was trying to fight. At this time, he's the full blown werewolf,
hmm.
and they're in the house, and they were just completely trashing everything in the house. And
Hmm.
then the dog came, and just he kind of reminds me of Cujo, but he's
Yeah.
not he's not Cujo. He has like all the blood and stuff is on him, but
Hmm.
that dog really like went full blown at that werewolf.
Yeah. There's like I don't know how to describe it, but there's like a werewolf versus dog fight scene that's actually really well done and cool, and like they get fucking tore up, fucking go at
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah, they both do.
Yeah. And then he winds up they like end up outside in the woods, and uh he's like Thor.
She did shot him a few times too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. but Thor finishes him off.
Yeah, throw him right in the window, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then there you go. Well, and then they hit the ground, and then Thor's like sitting there, like kind of hurt, and the werewolf is like just barely hanging on.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're like up in the upstairs and so like, in Jaws, he says, "Smile, you son of a," and then he shoots and it's
Yep,
like the
yep.
iconic line. In this one, it's like the werewolf's gonna attack Dance and she's like, "Get the fuck off my son, you so something like I don't
Yep,
remember
yep.
exactly what she says, but it's like, "You fucker, get ahead." It's like that's
Get
not quite
off of
this.
my son. And then she shoots him, yep.
And then she goes,
Or the werewolf.
yeah, and then shoots the werewolf, shoots him a few times, and like backs him up right up to the window. But oh shit, she ran out of bullets. Not enough to get him out the window. Here comes Super Thor. Crash! Right out the window they go. And then he's
Yeah,
hanging by a thread. And then there's like a final battle
yeah.
in the woods. And then he's
I
like, "Do
like
it."
it.
He's like, "Do it. Just do it. Finish me off,
Yeah,
Thor."
and that at that time he was a human, he completely naked, and Thor was back out there to make sure that he is killed.
Yep. Yep. Oh,
And that's why he said, finish me off.
one part we should mention just because it's so it sets up how like the dynamic between Thor the dog and the werewolf is like after the animal control takes the dog away, it shows Ted all like happy and proud. He goes do and he goes out to the yard where Thor's dog house is and he goes zip and unzips and takes a piss all over Thor's dog,
Yep.
marking his territory as the alpha male.
Yep.
Mhm. So, anything else you want to say about Bad Moon?
No, that's pretty much it. That I mean, it's a really, really good movie. If you guys haven't seen it, you should definitely see it. Yeah, it's kind of corny and cheesy, but it's a really good movie.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't mind a little cheesiness, which actually I think sometimes is a plus, not a minus, if it's done the right way. But it's a good one. I like this one. What would you rate it, Breezy?
This one already like an eight, 7 or 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna say eight. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna say eight too. I was gonna say seven, but now you talked me into eight. So
Well, it's I don't
seven and
know.
a half.
Yeah, 7.5, 8.
Yep. Yeah,
What was your favorite parts?
my favorite part, the beginning, honestly, that first werewolf attack when they're in the tent, is so just brutal and savage. It kind of, and it's right away in the beginning, it kind of caught me off guard. And I really like that part a lot, actually. And then,
Yes, and
yeah, I liked when the werewolf killed the guy that, tried the scam guy that tried to say the dog bit him. That just is kind of fun. Yeah, so
well, he had it coming. I like that one too. Like
exactly.
I like when he's like, "Payback's a bitch." He's going to get a werewolf or bad dog. Well, he got a bad dog. A
Yeah.
werewolf.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So that's it for Bad Moon. Keep the requests coming. Crypticon is coming up in just a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to
Yep.
be exciting. And we got maybe some interviews coming up. You never know. But yeah, thanks for listening. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.